This is very exciting. SpongeBob SquarePants on the show. Always wanted to meet him. I can't wait.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, I just wanted to talk to SpongeBob.
I'm Tom.
Great for you, but look, the show's about to start. I really just need to see SpongeBob.
I'm
Can you just grab him?
I'm SpongeBob. You know that. Hey, Rove, how's it going? Pleasure to meet you.
Oh my God, You've eaten SpongeBob! This guy ate SpongeBob SquarePants!
I'm SpongeBob.
You sick son of a bitch! I know you're SpongeBob! I'll get you out, little buddy! Don't you worry! No! Don't you worry! No!
Tonight, actor Braff, fashion star Nicole Richie, and the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants, Tom Kenny. And now, from Warner Brothers Studios, here's Rove McManus.
I apologize. That got really out of control.
You know, I think I may have given you some of the worst acting of any cold open ever in the history of television.
If you watch that back, as I'm sitting there stabbing Tom Kenny in the fake stomach, he's kneeing me in the balls.
You know, that's your motivation.
Yeah. I started talking like SpongeBob by the end of it. Welcome to the show. A wonderful program tonight. A little bit of quick housekeeping on last week's show. We were testing the speed limit here on the Warner Brothers lot. Had a lot going on, and it was such a busy show. We didn't get to present last week's Kick-Ass Award for Moment of the Night, which we do each and every week. No pressure. But it did go, I did award it after the show to our sumo wrestler, Sumo Bayamba. This was him. He looks like a mattress with a head. It's just, look at that. It's just like, I could put him on the ground and just sleep on him. But the reason he got the Kick-Ass Award was for jumping inside a huge inflatable Zorb ball and running in it like a huge 300-pound hamster in a nappy. It was incredible to watch. And I was amazed because it defied physics. Like, when we came up with the idea, like, the hole is like maybe a couple of feet, like only about this sort of big, and he's like, I want to say like 8 feet around. It just didn't seem like the maths was going to work, but it did, and this was the glorious result in perfect slow motion, so you can enjoy it one more time. Here he goes. Look at that. Oh, ladies. Fantastic. It was... It's like watching childbirth in reverse. Sorry, mothers, but childbirth in reverse. Like if your child is a 300-pound sumo wrestler, exactly the same. So and it was not only just that. We had a rhino, the first time ever I've seen on television a rhino like running just outside the studio here in full pace, chasing a man. That was pretty impressive, although it did get a bit awkward at the end of the night when our overconfident sumo wrestler decided that he might jump in the rhino as well. Just... dare I say it, that's a rhinoceros. Rhinoceros. Thank you very much. I will ride the applause of that bad pun over to tonight's guests. Very proud of that, by the way. Rhinoceros. I have a knife and I will cut you. The voice of SpongeBob SquarePants, say hello to Tom Kenny. Hey, guys. I'm frightened. From Fashion Star, it's the ever-stylish Nicole Richie. And from the upcoming movie Oz, the Great and Powerful, Zach Braff, back. Been too long. Zach Braff,
Go on.
I woke up this morning to a Twitter buzz. I'd got a tweet from you that you tweeted at like 10 minutes to 1. It was like 12:50 in the morning.
Yeah. I figured out that
in the middle of the night?
well, I get in bed and I can't fall asleep, so and I realized that no one in this country's awake. You know, like let's say midnight, and Europe's asleep. So I had this idea: I'll start tweeting Australia.
And?
It goes really well. They love it over there. I sit there like I can't fall asleep, so I'm just sitting there having a conversation with the entire country. Well, at least not the whole country, but those who are listening.
You never know. You never know.
And then I always have I have a lot of Australian friends here who are always make jokes about Perth. And
that's my hometown.
I'm sorry.
What? Wait.
No, I mean, I don't know anything about Perth. I just know that Australians like to make fun of Perth. So I was like, hey, Australia, how are you? Even you, Perth. And the Australians on my Twitter feed seem to think that was funny.
Oh, it's because it's the most isolated city on the planet, I think. We have 2 skyscrapers. Yeah, don't mean to brag. But to be fair, we could kick the shit out of Adelaide. So... Fact. There's a lot of serial killers in that country. I should be careful.
Okay.
On that note, let's get to know each other better with our icebreakers. Zach, of course, you starred in Scrubs,
yes.
the critically acclaimed movie Garden State. You want to applaud, and I will let you. And I'm very excited about this, soon to be in the new movie Oz, the Great and Powerful. But, speaking of powerful, you also got a cousin. You also have a cousin who just ran for president. Which one?
You can guess. It's very bizarre, and believe it or not, I thought it was another prank on the internet because I've been killed on the internet. I came out of the closet on the internet.
Best way to do it.
A lot of things have happened to me on the web, and I started getting wind that there was a new thing that I was related to Mitt Romney through a witch. That sounds like a joke, but this genealogist, I guess who has way too much time on his hands, went and tracked my mother's maiden name and figured out that she grew up in Rhode Island and discovered that Mitt Romney and I were in fact related through the very last woman who was killed during the Salem witch trials.
Holy shit!
Wow. And I thought, oh, this is like a tabloid thing. It was like a reputable, like, genealogy journal.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, wow. Mitt and I are related through a witch.
Wow, but you know, 47% of witches just want to keep on doing that. They don't want to change. They have no desire. They're just like, I'm going to be a witch.
Well, Nicole, we know you from your days on The Simple Life, and now you're a successful fashion designer, but growing up, your plan was to be an Olympic athlete?
It was, yes.
What?
And I was on my way.
Weightlifting?
Yes, it was. I was a competitive figure skater.
For how long?
Until I had to quit when I was 17.
So, oh, wow, so like long time.
Yeah, my whole life. My whole life. I was up at 5 in the morning. I didn't go to school for 3 years. I did tutoring. I was up at 5 in the morning. I was there. I went to Switzerland and competed there. Moved there for 3 months. It was my life.
Did you ever get close to the Olympics?
Yeah, I did. Well, I went to nationals.
Wow. And is it like backstage at, like, say, a fashion show? Is it bitchier than backstage like an ice skating show? Is there as many wrenches to the knee going on?
Well, I was a kid. I don't know if it's okay for me to call an 8-year-old little girl a bitch, but she was. Letting you know. But I didn't say it. You know, I think she was just confused.
Sure. Oh, Tom, you are the world-famous voice of characters such as SpongeBob SquarePants and the Ice King on Adventure Time.
Yes, the Ice King on Adventure Time.
Yes. Yet you started out as a punk rocker.
Well, you know,
cannot be true.
The same way that any teenage kid in 1977 was a punk rocker.
How punk were you?
Not bad. I was like the worst punk because I liked my parents. I was pretty satisfied with how things were. You know, it's just like I just didn't like Journey and REO Speedwagon. That made me a punk rocker. You know, it's like.
Were you in a band?
The Ramones sounded better. Yeah, I was in a band called the Tearjerkers. That yeah, we played around, jumped around.
Punk.
I know. Yeah, we were. Yeah, we. you know, we called it anything that didn't have dry ice and big platform shoes was called punk back then. You know what I mean? It was anything that wasn't
Did you have
that.
piercings? Did you do like safety pins in the ears?
No,
or, like,
I was never that committed. No nipple clamps or. We did open up for the Plasmatics though. Wendy O. Williams of the. Remember, yeah, with the electrician's tape over her nipples. So yeah, we opened for a lot of the greats just because you know those situations would come your way.
And have you found that any of your punk roots have come in handy in the years gone by? That's a weird transition to
you know,
go
it's
from
funny.
punk rocker.
When you're doing voiceovers, you do a lot of these shows, like music is a big component of them, and they're always kind of rushing, and they'll go, oh, we forgot to give you this song last night. Could you just go out to your car and learn this song? You're going to sing it as SpongeBob or the Ice King, and we want to get it done by the end of the session. There's 15 minutes left. Run out to your car. And so you know, all those misspent hours from your youth kind of come in handy, way more than geometry and algebra ever did.
Well, look, if you want...
And that's a good message to the children of Australia.
So kids, if I can say one thing, mess around in bars in your teens. Do not study math. No, I'm kidding. No.
You heard it from SpongeBob, kids.
You might wind up getting stabbed by Rove.
Well, if you want to, at some point tonight, live a punk rocker dream and like break something, just let me know. I don't
that'd
know
be
what
great.
we have, but I will find something.
Okay, I'm gonna drink this first, and then maybe I might crack the glass just a little bit.
Oh, it's so punk! I'm
Yeah.
freaking out. All right, we're going to take a break, but coming up, we introduce you to our fourth guest, and SpongeBob Saves a Life.